Okay, got a Facebook on like a Street Glide Nation thing that piqued my interest in a very inexpensive slip-on exhaust by Sharkroad 4.5-inch slip-on mufflers, and I have a 2022 Street Glide special that I just wanted for, out the door price. It was $189.99. After taxes, I paid a little over $205, and $205 is some change. So I'll do the unboxing, see what's in the package. I'll throw it on the bike real quick, do it before and after sound chime on it, and see what $205 looks like as far as what your exhaust could sound like. Pretty cheap for $200 in my world. It's well worth getting a little bit louder than the sewing machine sounding exhaust that comes stocked on the brand new Harley Davidsons. You expect $200 of exhaust. You don't expect much to go into the package, but my initial impression is it's packed well. Thank you for ordering. Got a little product description, left and right pipes, that way you don't jack up which one goes on which side. Some instructional videos, which is nice. I mean, this is easy enough as is with just slip-ons, but the fact that they've got a printed instructional manual to do this is good in my book. Tool list and everything, good to have. So there are baffles in here, and it's pretty straight pipe though, that you can see right through them. If you take a gander at what your stock muffler has on there, it's almost completely restricted, and which gives it the sound like it's coming off of a sewing machine. My initial impression is the cost to make these is probably going to be okay, and where you're going to lack the money that it takes to produce these is probably in the paint. So if you do any research on these, they start rusting after a couple of years, depending on where you're at. I'm in Southern California, so I don't have to worry about salt on the roads, a bunch of rain or precipitation, and I should be good for years to come as long as I live in California, because fair weather. Hardware, mounting hardware. Well packaged for $200. No complaints there. Okay, this is going to be the cold start on the stocked exhaust. The bike has not been started, so this will be the first run.
removing the left side of the exhaust is same as both sides, but in all reality, the only thing you really need to know between the difference of the left and right side is the diameter of the pipe on the left side is significantly smaller, so there's really no way to mix this up between left and right side of which one to put where. So we'll start here, that way I can loosen this up, and then loosen up the back ones to free it from loose without it falling off or anything. The front one is a 14mm size, and my bike's relatively new. I've only got about 6,000 miles on it, and everything freed up quite nicely. So loosen this up. Starting to free up nice. Leave it there for now. The rear bolts are a 13mm. Okay, so everything is loosened up. The only thing I'd imagine could be an issue is I didn't heat this up, so if anything, the exhaust might be a little stuck on there. There's hardware that comes with the pipe. I'd imagine it's just threaded appropriate to the new pipes. And this clamp up here is probably going to be reinstalled for the sake of the threads aren't going to be a problem. Let's see if I can wiggle this out. Not too bad. What do you know, that just slipped right on there. Almost too easy. I will say the finish on these look really good.
Hey Dad, we're gonna ninja under here real quick. This is your way to do this.
Just so you know, this is like a YouTube video filming, so you're all up in it.
Oh, hey guys.
My ninja. I failed to organize my bolts before starting this, so bear with me. They pretty much give you all new hardware. And it's interesting, I'll have to put this in the video. Kind of threw me off guard here. I don't know how much you could see of this. Okay, pro tip. So I tried getting, this clamp is pressed on. If you can see in there, they use this to press. So the clamp is obviously made for a specific exhaust to go in there. So a pretty big gap. I had to take the exhaust back off to apply this clamp. This clamp will then slip on. But I wanted to show the difference in the other one was it had bolts that went through this bracket and directly bolted into the exhaust. These, on the other hand, are going to require something like this. Slips in, you slip the exhaust pipe on, go up there, and it's giving you a lock nut, a washer, and a bolt to attach it. So hopefully, you know, watching this video might assist in others making the same mistakes I did. Okay, so the clamp's already on there. I'll slip it on there. Obviously it's loose enough to make it through, and plenty of play room. Put that in as easy as that. Washer, washer, lock nut, lock nut, and the bolt itself. I need to get a screwdriver to pull up. There's our room. This is my third arm. Boom. Boom. Everything's kind of loose right now. I've got the clamp where I need it to where it's convenient. And I'd imagine that there's probably an adjustment that you'd want to make sure that both tailpipes come out the back end at the same length. So I'm going to tighten up this one back here just enough, and then go install the other side. That way I can level everything out before I snug everything up. On the bottom of this, there's something that's going to pull that together with a washer, and then your 14mm nut. Boom. I ended up taking the heat guard down just to move it out of my way in that process. Hopefully you don't need that on video. I'm going to tighten this all the way up just so if I need to make any adjustments, it's loose enough to where I can pull it out if a little bit necessary. Okay, good for now. Okay, now we're on the right side of it. Let's start off by removing the clamp up here in the front. Well, hey, there you learn something new. They have a bigger nut on this side. This one's going to be a 15mm. Surprise. Rear's the same at 13 millimeters to get the 2 bolts back here.
I have a feeling this side's going to be a little bit more stuck on than the left side. Sure is.
Got a little hammer to go tapping around, try to be light and gentle.
Yeah, this is, they don't come stock with like a Alright, like I said, I failed to do this on the left side. Just trying to get the clamp to stay on the exhaust, but I'm going to take the clamp and put it over. I should think about that, right? So you want to put the clamp in this way to where you can put the nut on, or tighten the nut. Fit that over the end of the exhaust. Kind of line it up, looks good. So it's a little tighter. There we go. Okay. Now keep in mind, I don't want to tighten anything up because I want to make sure that we are going to be the same distance from the outside, or how far the pipe sticks out the back. So put that bolt, slide it into the rail. That bolt, slip it inside the rail. Angle it in. Good. Alright, we got washer, lock nut, and lock washer, washer, lock washer, some extra room, throw the nut on. That on.
don't know how well you'll be able to see this, right? But you can tell there's an obvious disparity between the left and the right exhaust. The right one is pushed in a little bit further than the left. So I'm just gonna wiggle it out a little bit to where it's a little more even. Alright, I measured a couple times to see, certain points of the exhaust and how far it sticks out from other points, but I've got it to where, yeah, I feel I'm confident it's even. Alright, we're going to tighten everything up and we'll be ready for sound check. Alright. So these new rear bolts that we put on, 14 millimeter. My calibrated elbow says that's tight enough. Tight enough. Alright, we'll tighten this back up. Again, on the right side, clamp tightened up against the muffler, not the muffler, the pipe, 15 millimeter. Tight enough. Move on to the other side. Not enough. Tight enough. I like that. You can see this is extra hardware. And if it's not extra, I'm in trouble, but they're not afraid to throw in a couple extra washers and another clamp in the event something happens or you drop one, or I could dig that from, again, a $200 muffler set, and they're sparing no expense of throwing in a few extra washers is a good deal, because if you're doing this in a driveway and you accidentally drop one, we all know, if we've done any mechanical stuff, that they'll run about 100 yards on you. Alright, on this side, because I had to take the clamps off, I'm just going to put this heat shielding back on, and then we will be done. And I don't know, between messing with my camera and doing all the funny stuff, it might have taken me about an hour, some change. You don't really have to be any sort of mechanic to be able to do this to yourself. If you have a socket wrench screwdriver and a hammer, I guess, since I used it. And at least some sort of ambition to do this without charging yourself. I can't even imagine what Harley Davidson or an actual motorcycle mechanic would charge you to put on some slip-ons. An hour's worth of work at least. You're looking at least $150 just in labor alone. Now that Harley Davidson or a motorcycle mechanic charges $150 an hour, they'll probably charge you for 2 hours with the labor, so you're looking at $300. I mean, at the very least. Okay. Clean up my mess and we'll do a sound profile. Alright, everything's installed. See what it sounds like. I don't know if the video is going to be able to do that justice, but that is ridiculous.
So, all in all, I just finished cleaning up everything and putting my stock exhaust in this box for if I ever wanted to put it back on for some dumb reason. But after the sound profile, put the bags back on, I went around the block. If you've ridden a stock Harley exhaust, it's almost embarrassing when you like roll anywhere, because it's like everyone buys these $35,000 motorcycles, and it's you gotta upgrade them to feel good about them. Anyway, so for a $200 exhaust, no one's ever going to question the price of those things. I will say that I'm just coming down off the high, like firing it up and listening to it in the garage is one thing, but ripping it around the block, I never really got it out of third gear. If I didn't have a full face helmet on, you would see a grin from ear to ear. So it sounds amazing. I don't think you would get the quality, or it's not going to do it justice by putting it on YouTube. I gotta say, like, if you got $200 laying around that you don't know what to do with, and you need to get rid of the stock exhaust on these Harleys, this is a no-fail option. I mean, if it weren't for me messing around with the video and camera, it would take me 30-45 minutes at most to replace these things. It's a no-brainer to me. So if you're on the fence about even getting exhaust because you don't want to spend Harley Davidson, $600-700 or even more, like I would imagine slip-ons are probably in the realm of like, I don't know, $1,500 to get installed. This is a very inexpensive way to upgrade the exhaust to where it sounds amazing. There's no doubt I'm very happy about it, and there's zero regrets. And if anyone asks me, I'm gonna praise these things all the way. So maybe in a year when it starts to rust, I'll take them back off. I'll take it down and have them sandblasted and repainted. It's not a big deal. If I do that for the next 5-6 years twice, I'm still under what it would cost to get a Reinhardt or any other name brand expensive thing, you're looking at between $600 and $700 to get some slip-ons, which is absolutely insane when I just put these on for $200 in 45 minutes of my life. So